Hello, welcome to Pilates Matwork. So today we're going to have more of a high energy type of a class. We'll move through some things fairly quickly. But that being said, if you need to take breaks at any time, please do so. If you need to pause the video, if you're watching the recording to do a few more sets or slow it down, please do so. No worries, always work at your pace and your level. So today, typically, or in generally, we don't need any extra props. However, you will see that I have a yoga block here. So when we go into the side series today, we'll actually do that kneeling, and I'm a short person with short arms, so that block helps me have a little bit better form. But you can always lie on your side and do the same things as well if that's the modification that you need. The blanket you see behind me is for knee cushions. My knees are a little cranky today, so I might need that. Otherwise, we don't need any other props for today's practice, and we will start standing. So find feet about parallel hip width apart here. So hips, knees, and toes are going to track. And then move forward and back a few times, just kind of feeling all four corners of the feet, feel the different weight distribution. And then maybe side to side a little bit here as well. And then once you've done that, come back to center. Good, so hopefully we're a little bit more evenly distributed in the weight. Soft knees, zipping up from pubic bone to behind the navel. Big inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, grow taller from crown to tail. And inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, take a side bend to the left. Reach, reach, reach. I'm pressing onto my right side. And coming back up. Reach, reach, reach. Take that side bend to the right. Good, reach, 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 taking arms forward. Now, if you're newer, your hips are gonna move with you and your knees are gonna bend when you rotate. Those of you that want a little bit more of advanced challenge, try to keep the hips forward as you rotate to the left, maybe arms long and wide. And then coming back to center, same thing. Other side. And coming back. Good. So from here, big inhale, exhale, bend those knees as you come down, press through the feet as you come back up. Take a few of these, move with the breath, get energized a little bit more here. Good. And then from here, I'm just going to reach tall and come down. So we're going to do some marching and come into a balance challenge. So I'm just going to march, 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 march. Good. And pick up the right foot. The higher you pick it up, the harder it is. Don't take your leg higher if you're not stable when you're lower. And then take that down. March, 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 march. Press through the right foot. Pick up the left. Good. Arms can be anywhere you need them at any time. And we'll go through that again. March, 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 step and pick it up. Maybe challenge yourself a little higher this time. And take it down. March, 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 march. Good. Take it back up again. And take that down. Just kind of wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. We're going to come right into Pilates roll downs and push ups. So coming to the end of your space. Now, I'm going to be doing these with feet hip width apart. The closer you take your feet together, the more challenging you'll find it. And you can also do these in a Pilates V position. That's going to be the most challenging. So with V, heels are connected, hips, knees, and toes are turned out. And you should feel engagement right here, even when you're just standing here in V. Okay, so that's why it's a little bit more challenging. But from here, good. Let's take our arms up overhead. Reach, 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 belly button in, arms stay by the ears. Good, get a nice little C curve here. Try not to hinge the hips back. It's better to bend the knees if you need to do that. Coming down to your limit. Inhale, exhale, pressing through the feet, starting from the tailbone. Arms stay long. Coming all the way up. Reach, reach, reach. Let's open into a little back bend. And we'll reach towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, nodding the chin, scooping it down. Good. Going to your limit, and then we'll walk that forward. Good. Find the plank, knees lifted or grounded. And then you choose. It's easier if you bend your knees as you walk your hands back. It's harder if you hinge the hips. Find yours, whatever way you chose. Stop the hips over the ankles. Maybe a little bend in the knee. Arms stay by the ears, coming all the way up. Reach, reach, reach. And we'll open, open, open. We'll add on again. And reach. And roll it down. Think about rolling down bone by bone, walking that forward, find your plank, knees grounded or lifted. We're gonna take a push-up here. So elbows are gonna come back, push up one, stop there, or maybe you can go for two. Woo, could we do three? Woo, press that up. Good, you choose bent knees or hinging back from the hips, taking it back, round, 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 coming all the way up. And open into that back bend. And take it forward. Good. We're going to take that, most of that out this time. Just let the arms dangle to the side. We're going to do a traditional ragdoll roll down as we come back into a plank and then all fours. So from here, nodding the chin. As you roll down with this one, the arms are going to do what they do. As you come down there, walk out to that plank. Hold your plank, knees lifted or grounded. Good. And then from here, I'm just going to shift back real quick into a little downward facing dog. Just getting a stretch down the back of my legs. And then moving forward, coming down to all fours. Now, like I said in the beginning here, my knees are a little cranky today, so I'm going to support them with this folded blanket. You may not need something like that, and that's okay. Good. So spreading the fingers nice and wide here, rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, pointer, and the thumb. Hips over the knees. Go into a few cat-cows. Big inhale into cow. Exhale and round. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round. Really press that floor away. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round. One more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round. Take that back into a little bit of a child pose. Decompress those wrists here if you need to do that. Cupcake fingertips. And then when you're ready, good. We'll make sure that the hands are flat on the floor. We don't want to weight bear up on the top of the fingers. And then from here, good. I'm going to take my right foot back. I'm going to plant that big toe and pinky toe mounds. Good. And I'm going to press back through that heel. And I'm going to drop that right hip slightly. And I'm going to let my elbows have a little micro bend here as well. And then when you're ready, we'll come forward. You can lift that foot and leg a little bit or no higher than hip height. Good. Opposite arm's going to come up here. Reach, reach, reach. And take that down. We'll take that to the other side. Left foot's going to come back. Press through big toe, pinky toe mounds. Press back through that heel. Drop the left hip slightly. Micro bend in the elbows. Breathe. And coming forward, a small lift or a hip height lift. Maybe opposite arm comes forward. Reach. Press away with supporting shoulder. And we'll take that down. We're going to take this into a march. So right leg comes back, left arm comes forward. And take that down. Right arm, left leg. And take that down. Good. Just taking opposite sides. And you can do this a little bit quicker. Notice how your body reorganizes itself on each side to distribute your weight into your balance. So this is core work in both the front and back body. There's also a little bit of glute work if you choose to squeeze that glute when you lift that leg. Stay with your breathing. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, good. Take that back. Good. Find a little child's pose. And then when you're ready, we're going to come onto our bellies. That's actually incorrect. We're going to come onto our back. We're going to be supine. So I'm going to move my blanket out of the way here. Okay. So whatever way you need to get there is the way that I recommend you get there today. Good. And then once you get down there, just kind of wiggle, 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 get kind of settled in. And I find that helps me find my different points of contact here. So my tailbone, my right and left sits bone, my mid back, my shoulders here. So I'm just going to roll my shoulders back a little bit. Now they're a little bit more connected. I'm finding my safe neutral. So your pubic bone and your hip bones are in that same plane as best as you can. Some people have, some people don't, a little bit of a space in the low back. I have one with mine. But from here, zip up from pubic bone to behind the navel. And when you're ready, we're just going to rock that pelvis back, belly button into the spine, and take it back forward. So forward is an anterior tilt. Good. Taking it back towards the face is a posterior tilt. Just move with the breath. Belly button stays in nice and tight. Good. And then we're going to prepare to take this into some pelvic clocks. So think about your pubic bone being 6 o'clock, your belly button being 12 o'clock. Your left hand is going to be your 3 o'clock. Your right side is going to be your 9 o'clock. So remember, this is tight. This is deep transverse abdominal work. This is not something where you should be wildly swinging around here. It should feel like and look like you're barely moving, but you'll feel it right between the navel and the pubic bone. So zipping up here, and when you're ready, we'll take it to 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Here we go. Take it to 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12. Pause. Breathe. Reverse. Take it to 9, 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, 3, 12, 9, 6, 3, 12. Rock, rock, rock back and forth. Let the head and neck rock with you, reminding you how everything is connected. Good. If you need to take your knees into your chest here real quick, honor your body and do so. Otherwise, we're going to take our feet down. We're going to go into some bridging. So hips, knees, and toes are going to track in parallel. Make sure the heels are not too close or too far away from the glutes. Rolling the shoulders back, arms down by your side. Find that safe neutral again, zipping up. When you're ready, excuse me, rocking that pelvis back and peeling up. Good. And lift, lift, lift. Your body will always let you know when you shouldn't lift any higher. Make sure your knees stay tracking with the hips. And starting from the mid back, we'll roll that back down. Rolling through imprint, coming back into neutral and rocking it back, peeling it up. And rolling that down. We'll do one more like that. We're going to change this up. Good. And rolling it back up. Good. And taking that back down. Good. From here, for a moment, take both legs to the ceiling. Good. Take both arms to the ceiling. So kind of think about that oppositional arm and leg thing that we did with marching a while ago. So from here, I'm going to let my Right leg come forward, left arm come back, and then zip up and bring that back in. Good. Right arm goes back, left leg comes forward, and come back in. We'll do that 2 more times, and we're going to add this with the bridge. So right leg, left arm, coming back up. This also warms up our core. Right arm, left leg, coming back up. 1 more time each side. Right leg, left arm. Also challenges the mind. You have to think about what you're doing here. Left leg, right arm. And come back up. Bend in those knees. Take those feet back down. Good. Now, from here we go. We're going to take that into a bridge. So rock it up. Find your bridge. Good. So from here, good. Now, really engage on your left side. So my left arm's going to come up as my right knee bends and taking that down. Good. And right into the other side. And other side. So don't worry about what side you're on. Just think about opposite leg, opposite arm, and you've got it. And your breath. You want to stay with the breath. I don't recommend doing this one too fast generally because then the hips tend to get droopy and out of alignment, and then you kind of mess up what you're going for. Good. So 1 more time each side. Good. Both arms, both feet down. Lift, lift, lift. Roll out of there, 1 vertebra at a time. Taking those knees into the chest, and we'll rock, rock, rock side to side. Good. From here, we're going to go right into our hundreds. So feet can be grounded. You can do upper body only. You can do knees and tabletop, straight up to the ceiling, or you can find your diagonal line. The lower the legs, the harder it is, but don't take them low, so low that you compromise your neutral spine. So you want to stay there. If you find any funny business is happening in your low back, take your legs back up higher. Excuse me. So it's pollinating season in Kentucky, and the incoming weird snowstorm that we're about to get is not helping that either. So from here, when you're ready, knees and tabletop to begin on the floor or legs up to the ceiling, arms up, zip up from the pubic bone behind the navel. Inhale, exhale, C, curve it up. Take your legs to the diagonals. You're going to go there. Long and strong from the shoulders. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look to the thighs. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, reach deeper. Keep going. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, hold. Lift higher, reach it deeper. And bring that down. Wiggle, 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 side to side. All right. So from here, good. Just so that we don't wear ourselves out too much, let's roll over to the side and come up to a seat. So we're going to practice roll downs, roll ups, and roll overs for those of you that have and want that in your practice. So different stages for different people. Some of us only want to work on the roll down, and that's fine. And if that's you, once you have rolled down, roll over to your side, come back up and start again, and pretty much ignore everything else I'm going to say. So some of us are practicing on a roll up. Maybe you can't quite get there. So you can do this with bent knees. You can hold on here and kind of go to your limit. Your limit is where you feel like something has to give. Either you need to come all the way back down or your legs need to lift up. And then you'll come back up here. Same thing with legs long. You can also release the arms. Good. You can find your point of control and roll back up here. There's the half, the modification. Or you can follow me, taking it all the way down. Good. And then those of you that want to do that roll up, we'll see if I can do a better one today. Inhale and lift. Exhale. I'm still favoring my left side, but I'm so much better than how I used to do it. because I couldn't used to do it. And then I'm going to fold all the way forward when I come up from here. Good. And I'm going to keep that C curve roll as I continue to roll back. Good. Inhale, exhale. Yes. So I don't do a perfect one. Remember, the goal is to move up, and roll down through center. And over time, your legs shouldn't lift. And you don't want to use momentum. And I'll show you why. So I'm working pretty hard here doing my roll-ups. So momentum is this number. So I didn't use my core at all. I whipped up there and it looked really pretty because I didn't really do anything but whip my arms up. So that's cheating. So try not to do that. Really force yourself to work. I promise you the rewards will be great. We'll do one more of those. Oh, I'm fighting for it. And we'll come up and come over. Good. Now, some of you may choose to take a break here. Some of you are going to choose to do what we just did, a few more, or practice the rollover with me. If you've got some neck issues, eye pressure issues, different things like that, I do not recommend the rollover. If you have a ponytail or a hair clip or something still going on back there, I would take that out. But from here, good. We'll start just like with the roll down. And then your legs are going to come up and they're going to come over. Watch your neck. Good. As your feet come back there, open them about shoulder width apart. Good. Extend your arms long and you'll roll out of there. Good. Good. As the legs lower, you can use that as a little bit of leverage to come back up and roll over. And we'll go again. Good. Coming back there, opening up. Now you know you're on your neck. You want to stay on the shoulders with the weight. You're on your neck. If you feel that little bone at the base of the neck popping out, it'll be very uncomfortable. That's your cue. You're too far back. And coming forward. One more. We can always do one more. This is not meant to be easy work. Good. And rolling that out. Good. And once you've done that, just stay grounded on this one. Put a bend in the knees and rock, rock, rock side to side. We're going to give the core a little bit of a break now. We'll come into some stretching. So from here, I'm going to start on the right side. Your left leg can be bent or extended long. Do what feels good to you. I'm going to take my hands behind that right leg. I'm going to let them travel up as high as they can go. You might even be able to touch your foot here, and that's fine too. Those of you that can't, or even if you can, see if you can point and flex your foot here. Keep a little softness in your knee. Find some length from crown to tail. So remember, you can't find length from crown to tail if you're coming up into a C curve here. Okay, this is actually a little bit of a deeper stretch for you too when the upper body is grounded. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, good. From here, take your hand either to yogi toe if you can reach that, yogi foot, or maybe somewhere along the leg. Good. Both hips, both shoulders are going to stay grounded. Take that leg out to the right. Good. And then from here, when you're ready, when you come back up, good. Release that foot. Good. Extend the other leg long. I'm going to put a bend in this knee. Take your left hand on the outside of that leg and get a nice twisty towards the left, maybe looking to the right. Feel that outer stretch here. And then from here, we'll come back in. Good. I'm going to put a little bit of a micro bend back in my left knee, but you don't have to do that if you don't need to. Good. Right leg's going to come up here. Good. We're going to take 6 tiny little circles here. Really tighten through the core. There's 3, 2, and 1. Take that into larger ones. 6, 5, 4. Hips don't move. 3, 2, and 1. We'll reverse that. Stay large. 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Finishing up that with smaller circles. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross that right ankle over that left knee. Bring it in. Figure 4. Maybe rock a little bit here. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that to the other side. So your right leg can be long or a little bend in the knee. Good. Left leg's going to come up. Let those hands travel up as high as they can go. Good. A little bit of a tug in. Good. Softness in that knee. You can point and flex that foot. Upper body is lowered, lengthening a little bit from crown to tail. Good. And then from here, you can back off. You can take yogi toe, hold the foot or somewhere outside that leg, wherever it is that you can reach. Good. Taking that left leg out to the left, both hips, both shoulders stay grounded. Stay with the breath. Try to expand that rib cage on the inhale. And then coming back up. Good. We'll release. Going into bending that knee. Good. And I'm just going to kind of lengthen this leg a little bit here. So right hand on the outside of that left leg. Good. And find that little twisty. Maybe looking to the left. And coming back in the center. Good. So your right leg can be long or a little bit of a bend in it. Left leg's going to come up here. Good. So we're going to do those little circles again, starting with smaller ones. 6. Hips don't move. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take it larger. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reverse. 5, 6. I messed that up again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smaller circle. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross that left ankle over the right knee. Figure 4. And wiggle, 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 side to side. And then when you're ready, we're going to go into our series of 5. So I'm going to count these sets off in 10. If 4 or maybe 6 is your number today, then just stop right there. No worries. But we'll start here. Knees and tabletop for single leg stretch. Spine is in neutral. Zip up from pubic bone to behind the navel. Arms up. Good. Get that C curve. Good. I'm going to pull my right knee in. Left leg's going to reach long and switch. And 2. And 3. Hips don't rock off the floor. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. Bringing that down, legs up. Single straight leg stretch. Inhale, exhale, find your C curve. Grabbing that left leg, right leg comes long. And pull, switch, pull, switch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bringing that down, knees into the chest. Inhale, exhale, find your C curve. Here we go. Inhale, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew, bringing that back down, legs back up to the ceiling. Double straight leg stretch. Some people like to sit on their hands here. Don't have to. You can do this in a C curve or grounded upper body. I'm going to take my legs into an external rotation here, hips, knees, and toes turning out, finding that Pilates V, just to get a little bit more inner thigh work. So from here, I'm going to come up into my C curve, exhale, inhale to lower, exhale, lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. Bringing that back in. Knees come back to tabletop for crisscross. So legs will do the same thing that they did in single leg stretch. Hands are going to come behind the head. Elbows are out. Lead with shoulder, not with the elbow, to maximize rotation and your oblique work, your waistline. Inhale, exhale, twist. And 2, stay lifted. 3, 4, 5, 6, with a smile, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo! Taking that down, wiggle, 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 side to side. From here, whenever you're ready, you can choose to roll over to your side and come to a seat. Some of us are going to cross the ankles and lift and take a few rocks and coming all the way up. All right, let's take our legs long. We'll come into saw series. So I'm going to take my legs about mat width apart. Now, if you're not working on a mat, think about coming a little bit wider than hip width apart, but you want to be lifted. So this is what I mean by lifted. This is not lifted. So lifted through the spine, soft knees, prop something under there if you're really tight. But from here, let's take our arms up. Good. Let's go into side bending first. So I'm just going to take my right arm down to the side, and I'm going to side bend to that right. Both hips stay grounded. And come up and just switch. I'm going to move this prop out of the way. Coming to the other side. And taking it over to the right. And to the left. And coming back center. Spinal roll forward. Arms come forward. Good. Zipping up from pubic bone behind the navel. Think about peeling from crown to tail, one vertebrae at a time off of a wall. So when you do that, you're in a C curve. So it's not a hip hinge. You're C curving it. Just scooping it in. Good. You'll go to your limit. Ears are by the biceps. From the tailbone, stack one vertebrae on top of the other, coming back to a nice tall spine. And we'll go again. Coming forward and coming up, and 2 more, and coming back up, and 1 more. I'm starting to feel heat here. I hope you are too. And coming back up. Good. We're going to go into a little bit of rotation. Take the hands behind the head. Relax the shoulders. Elbows are going to be out, but maybe not their widest possible. And then both hips will stay grounded again. And we're just going to rotate to the right and then left and right and left and right and left and right and left and right and left, and relax. We're going to put a lot of those elements together here going into saw. So arms come out to the side. I'm going to find the rotation. I'm going to reach and round, bicep by the ear. Try to saw the pinky toe off with your pinky finger. If you can't reach that far, do what you can. And then stacking that back up and coming back to center. And we'll rotate and we'll reach and round. Sits bones stay grounded on both sides and come back up and rotate and round and coming back up and rotate and round and coming back up and rotate and round and coming back up, rotate, round and reach, coming back up one more time each side and rotate, round and reach, coming back up, rotate, round and reach, and coming back up and shake it, shake it, shake it. Good. From here, we're going to come into open leg rocker. Some of you will not do open leg rocker because you're going to roll like a ball, and others aren't going to roll. You're just going to work on balance. So easy balance, number one, if that's where you're going to be, you're just balancing on the sits bones. Maybe toes come off a little bit. Maybe you come to a boat pose. Those of you that want to kind of play a little bit here with the open leg rocker balance, you can play taking one leg out to the side and then the other. Good. From here, you can start to roll back like a ball, or you can find your open leg rocker. Now, again, I have short arms, so typically you hold the feet. I have to hold my shins. Okay, so we hold and we do what we can do in order to make it work. So from here, inhale, exhale, rock it back, fight for it, coming back up, and two. Careful not to rock back on the neck. Woo! Overcompensation. And we'll take that back and come back up and fight for the balance. And again. And come back up and hold. I'm going to fight to find that hold. Woo! And taking that down. Just take your legs forward and give yourself a nice hold here. Good. And when you're ready, good. I'm going to cross my legs and come forward. We're going to come belly down, so prone position. Good. So as I come down here, I'm just going to wiggle, 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 because just like when we're on our back, sometimes when we come belly down, it just feels good to wiggle and get situated just a little bit better. So I'm going to take my arms forward here. Good. My legs are not together. They're about hip width apart, and my belly button is in. So again, going into that oppositional arm and leg work here. Good. I'm going to lift the left leg with the right arm, and I'm reaching from shoulder to fingertip. I'm reaching hip to toe and come down. Other side, right leg, left arm, and lower. Right arm, left leg, and lower. Left arm, right leg. Good. Now from here, when you're ready, big inhale. See if you can lift lower and upper body together. Good. And then go into that oppositional lift again. So going into your swimming here, you can keep this slow, challenging in one way, or you can pick it up, challenging in another, because you're trying not to let your body rock wildly out of control. And we're breathing, and we're breathing. And we've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that down. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. Take your hands under your shoulders. Press back, child's pose. Good. We're going to do one more thing here before we come off the belly. So move back forward. We're going to come into a quad stretch here, stretching the top part of the thigh. So your left arm can be anywhere out here that feels good to you. That part doesn't really matter. But I'm going to bend my right knee. And for some of us, this is going to provide you all the stretch you need for the top of this thigh. Others are going to reach around with the right hand, grabbing a foot, pants, or an ankle. This might give you all that you need. Others are going to squeeze the right glute, taking the right foot straight up to the ceiling, rolling the right shoulder back. Belly button is in. And we'll lower. We'll take that to the other side. So again, your right arm can be anywhere that's a good place for you to put it. Bending the left knee, that might be enough. Reaching back, grabbing something might be enough. Or squeezing the left glute, taking the left foot straight up towards the ceiling, rolling left shoulder back. Belly button stays in. Good, and release, and we'll wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. From here, when you're ready, we're gonna we're gonna come into swan series here too. Just get a little bit more back extension and some tricep work. So take your hands a little forward and a little bit to the side. I thought it seemed a little bit short on the belly. Good. So elbows are gonna lower. Belly button is in. Good. Find a little swan. This might be enough for some of you. Others are gonna come into a higher swan. And then taking that back down. Belly button in, and we'll lift. Shoulders are not at the ears, and take that down. Good, find it again. Good, and take it back down. If you can do the high swan, you can move on. Otherwise, keep going with baby swan. High swan, go into swan dive. And dive. And dive. And dive. If you can do the dive, you can move on to rocker. Whew. And then when you're ready, good, carefully take that down. Whew. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll come back up from here. Good. So from all fours, we're going to come into a plank. So from here, spreading the fingers nice and wide, rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, the pointer, and thumb. I'm going to step one foot back at a time, finding my plank. Good. And I'm going to hold this plank, and my belly button is in, and I'm breathing. And I'm going to choose to stay here or take a break, or maybe I lift that right leg. And then lower, maybe I lift the left leg. And lower, and then maybe one more time the right leg. And lower, and then the left leg. And lower, dropping the knees, child's pose. All right, we're going to come to our side series now. And this can also be done lying completely on your side. And if you're a beginner, that's where I recommend that you go. So, but I'm going to show you the little bit more advanced version of that with kneeling. So I'm bringing my knee cushion back in here. Good. And as I said in the beginning, short person, short arms. So I'm going to bring in a block here because that helps me keep my form a lot better. But the block is optional. So if you don't have one, no worries. So your block, is in 3 heights. You've got this one, you've got this one, you've got this one. This one is where I'm going to be. Good. And I'm going to take, so I'm on my left knee. I'm going to take my right leg out here. Good. I'm going to be down on this one. So I'm going to take my hand right here. Good. You can rest this here. You can come up. And I'm going to lift. And then from here, zipping up. Good. I'm just going to lift or lower and lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. From here, little circles. Watch the pelvis. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going into kicks. Go. 1, and take it back. And 2, 3. Watch the pelvis. So try not to do this number or this number. Control it. And I think this is 4, 5, and 6. Woo! Bend that knee. Take that up. Take that over. Good. Now, those of you that want to go there, you can take this into a side plank on this side. So you can take the hand down and be here, or you can find your side plank. Good. Watch the shoulder over behind the wrist. and taking that down. Good. So from here, we're just going to switch sides. So I'm just going to take my block to the other side. Good. So now I'm going to be on my right knee. My left leg is going to start to come out here. Good. Remember, you can lie on your side if you need to. So from here, whenever you're ready, good. Find your lift. And here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. 6 little circles. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo. Find your kicks. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woo. And 6. Feel that on both sides. Take that leg down. Take that up. Take that over. Good. And then those of you that want to go into the side plank variation here, find yours. You can just be here, or you can take that bottom leg out. Find your side plank. Stay nice and lifted. Whew. And then when you're ready, carefully come back down. Good. So I'm going to move my blanket out of the way. One more core exercise here. We'll see if we can do it. We'll see if we can do teaser. Now with teaser, you need to be able to do a roll up for the most part in order to do teaser. So if you can't do that, see about giving yourself another round of roll downs and roll up preps. Otherwise, we'll try to do this. So what this will look like then, when you come up like you're coming up from a roll up, it's harder if you take both legs up together. So it'll kind of end like this. It's easier, especially if you've got tighter hamstrings, if you bend the knees as you come in, which will look like this. Okay, so we'll try that together. So I'm going to roll myself down. We're only going to do a couple of those. We don't need to do a whole lot. But from here, when you're ready, inhale, exhale. I'm going to bend my knees as I come up. It's okay to help yourself. And again, I don't do a pretty one. I still favor my left side, but ideally you want to come up through center, and we'll take that back now. Good. Inhale. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to fight for it, and I'm going to pull on myself to pull myself up, and that's okay too, because I didn't roll over to my side and use my elbow and cheek. So from here, when you're ready, good. I'm just going to keep my knees bent, and I'm just going to roll like a ball a few times. 3 and 4, rolling all the way back up. Take it all the way forward. Find your plank. Now we're going to come into push-ups from here. So you could do these push-ups with knees down as well. You can also do your push-ups from all 4. So different modifications for different people. But from here, when you're ready, good, find yours. And then on these, turn shoulders, elbows, and fingers inward. Yeah. Now I'm going to count 10. We'll see if I can do 10. If 2 really good ones is all you can do today, stop there. Don't plow through in bad form just to get to a number. And remember, only come down halfway. There's not a need to come all the way to the floor. And when we're ready, here we go. We go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, getting hard, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Drop those knees. Find a child's pose. Whew. I didn't know if I was going to make it through those 10. Always harder than they look. For those of you wondering, I was on my knees doing push-ups for a long, long time. I've only really been able to do the push-ups from the plank position maybe in the last year and a half. That's after about 12 years or so of practice. So take your time. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your body. And eventually you may get there. I had a few setbacks with the shoulder too, which has also prevented me from progressing faster than normal. So from here, when you're ready, good. Find your plank, find a downward facing dog. Good, and if this feels good to you to maybe bend one knee, lengthening one leg, finding a stretch, just find that stretch. And then maybe finding that on the other side. Good, and then from here, let's take bent knees, and then walk the hands back towards the feet. Make sure your feet are even. Good, just find a little dangle here. Maybe grab opposite elbows. And then when you're ready, we're going to come into a ragdoll standing position. So rooting into your feet, starting from the tailbone, round, round, round as you come up, one vertebrae at a time. Coming all the way up. Inhale. Let's open into that back bend. We'll come up. Good. Arms come down. We're going to roll down and roll up one more time to finish. So from here, nodding the chin. Good. Think about peeling off a wall, one vertebrae at a time. Same principle, standing as it is when you're seated. Coming to your limit. And when you're ready, pressing through the feet. Round, round, round. Coming all the way up. Arms all the way up overhead. Reach, reach, reach. Open into that back bend. And come down. Way to go. You made it. I'm so proud of you. Let me know at any time if you have any questions about anything that we do in classes. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much for joining me.